Jeopardy's $100,000 Tournament of Champions. Now entering the studio for our deciding game are our three finalists. A musician and a composer originally from Buffalo, New York, Jerry Franco, whose cash winnings yesterday totaled $6,100. A university administrator and professor from Vancouver, British Columbia, Bruce Spauman, whose cash winnings total $4,300. And a letter carrier from Gardena, California, Steve Rogas, who won $4,500 yesterday. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to the last day of our Tournament of Champions. In 30 minutes from now, one of these three players will be $100,000 richer. A little over a week and a half ago, we began with 15 undefeated champions from last season. By the time we are through in 30 minutes from now, these 15 players will have taken home about $750,000 in cash from the Jeopardy program, and we are delighted to have paid it to them because we enjoy watching contestants make money the old-fashioned way, by earning it. And these players have certainly earned it with us this week. Yesterday, you saw the scores. Those scores will be added to their final scores today, and whoever has the most after the two games will receive the $100,000. Let's get right into it. Good luck, Steve, Bruce, and Jerry. Here we go. The board goes in motion, and we'll go to work in the first round of this last game. Categories for you. Presidential quotes. Next, handicrafts. Followed by the 1950s. The hospital. Oh, Hollywood. And finally, wine. Steve, you get to select first again.
I'll try the 1950s for 100, please.
The answer at the top of that column. Mickey Spillane's violently anti-communist Private Eye. Bruce.
Who's Mike Hammer?
You're right.
Alex, let's try wine for 300, please.
That end of the board. This clue. Before experiments of this 19th century scientist, fermentation was basically a mystery. Jerry.
It was Pasteur.
Right.
Let's go to wine for 400, please.
Answer. This term means that extra alcohol has been added, as to sherry, for example. Jerry.
What is fortified?
You're right.
Wine for 500, please.
Answer. In the United States, wines using at least 51% of a certain grape are labeled this. Bruce.
What is varietal?
That is good for $500.
Let's try wine for 200, please.
As far back as 1609, sacramental wine was made in what is now this state. Bruce.
What is California?
You are right.
Wine for 100, please.
By French law, no drink may be sold as wine that is not exclusively made from these. Steve.
What are grapes?
That's right. They have to be fresh grapes, too. You're in control of the board, Steve. Make a selection.
Try the 1950s for 200, please.
In 1952, this plant substance was added to toothpaste, gum, soap, and many other things. Bruce.
What's chlorophyll?
You are correct.
Let's try the 1950s for 300, please.
Howdy Doody host Bob Smith's real hometown. Steve.
What is Buffalo, New York?
Yes, Buffalo Bob.
1950s for 400, please.
In 1952, 12-year-old Jimmy Boyd earned a fortune with this Christmas song hit. Steve.
What is I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus?
That's good for $400 more.
1950s for 500, please.
San Francisco police confiscated this beat poet's epic Howl when it first came out. Jerry.
Who was Allen Ginsberg?
You're right for $500 more, and you're back in the lead with a total of $1,200. Select.
I'll try Oh, Hollywood for 100.
Let's find out what this is about. He played Archie Bunker. Jerry.
Who's Carol O'Connor?
Correct.
Oh, Hollywood for 200, please.
In My Favorite Year, his character admitted, I'm not an actor, I'm a movie star. Bruce.
Who's Peter O'Toole?
Right.
Let's try presidential quotes for 100, please.
The answer. Because he said, Ich bin ein Berliner, not Ich bin Berliner, it could have meant, I am a donut. Bruce.
Who's John F. Kennedy?
Yes, and to be very exact, it was a jelly donut. And on that happy note, we are going to pause, ladies and gentlemen, for some important commercial messages. Jerry and Bruce tied for the lead right now with $1,300. More action in this deciding game of our Tournament of Champions final following this.
At Walmart, our fashion buyers know.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Trebek here on location, backstage at the Jeopardy final match. And I'm sure a lot of you back home are wondering, what do these contestants talk about during the commercial breaks? Well, we were all having an interesting discussion about that Buffalo Bob answer that came up a few moments ago. Jerry, you're from Buffalo, and you didn't ring in first. And Bruce, when you made your first appearance on our program, you ran a howdy-doody category. You didn't ring in first. Steve, how is it that you rang in first on that particular number?
I got a friend at work who called Buffalo Bob.
Okay. That answers one of the most pressing questions of the day, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, we're going to go right back into this match because it's such a very important one. Bruce, you are in control of the board because you gave me the last correct question. Select again for me.
Let's try presidential quotes for 200, please.
The answer is, "May none but honest and wise men ever rule under this roof," said this first occupant of the White House. Steve.
It was John Adams.
Right.
Presidential quotes for 300, please.
"Presidents come and go, but the court goes on forever," this massive Chief Justice said knowingly. Steve.
Who was Taft?
Right.
Presidential quotes for 400, please.
Answer. "In his farewell, he warned against the influence of the military-industrial complex." Steve.
Who was Eisenhower?
That is right also.
Presidential quotes for 500, please.
When his wife woke him in 1893, fearing burglars in the house, he said, "In the Senate, maybe, not the House." Jerry.
It was Grover Cleveland.
That's absolutely right. $500 more for you, and you're back in the lead.
Oh, Hollywood for 300, please.
Middle of that column. In Singin' in the Rain, he knew how to make 'em laugh. Jerry.
It was Donald O'Connor.
Right.
Oh, Hollywood for 400, please.
Not Rosemary's Baby, but Rosemary's real-life mother. Steve.
Who was Maureen O'Sullivan?
That is correct.
Oh, Hollywood for 500, please.
At the age of 6, she asked the director, "Do you want the tears to run all the way, or shall I stop halfway down?" We stumped you with little Margaret O'Brien. Steve, we go back to you for the next selection, please.
I think I'll go to the hospital for $100.
I hope you don't need it. The answer is, although a general hospital for 250 years, it is commonly thought of as New York City's lunatic asylum. Steve?
What is Bellevue?
That is right.
The hospital for 200, please.
A steam or gas autoclave is used for this process. Bruce?
What is sterilization?
You are right.
The hospital for 300, please.
The answer is an Audio Daily Double. Tough decision for you, Bruce. You're trailing the other two fellows, but not by much. It's still very early in the match. Audio Daily Double. The category is the hospital. How much?
I've not done well on audio daily doubles, Alex. I think I'm going to go for 300.
For 300, here is the music. I bet you don't even need the clue, but I'll give it to you anyway. A temporary Civil War hospital was the only one ever in New Orleans with this famous title.
Can I increase my bet?
No. A good thought.
The St. James Infirmary.
What is the St. James Infirmary is right. Yeah, nice going. You're up to 1,800. You still have control.
Let's try the hospital for 400, please.
Answer. An oncologist would treat you if you had one of these. Bruce.
What is a tumor?
You're right.
Hospital for 500, please.
In an emergency room, the triage nurse primarily decides this. Bruce.
Who should get treatment?
Yes, which patients to see first. All right, Bruce, you are now in the lead with 2,700. Where to?
Let's try handicrafters, Alex, for 100, please.
Okay. Artisans in the Black Forest have been turning out these bird-brain timepieces since 1730. Bruce?
What are cuckoo clocks?
Correct. We've got less than a minute to go in the round.
Handicrafters for 200, please.
Home Sweet Home done in needlework or Soap Star Felice. Jerry?
What is a sampler?
That's right.
Handicrafts for 300.
Master in this field, Akira Yoshizawa, said it took 30 years to get a paper cicada folded right. Bruce?
What is origami?
Origami, paper folding. You got it.
Can I have handicrafters for 400, please?
Pliny the Elder wrote about and Da Vinci taught this art form now done by 4-year-olds. Bruce?
What is finger painting?
You are right, and we have one more answer. Let's take a look at it for all of you.
Okay, let's,
Paul Revere's day job. Jerry?
What is silversmith?
That's absolutely right, and we have wrapped up the category and the board in this Jeopardy round. In the Jeopardy round, we have $9,000 available, unless somebody bets very big in a daily double. Bruce had the daily double, did not bet big, bet the amount of the category and that particular position. Of the $9,000, you gentlemen have just earned $8,500, so you didn't miss much. That shows that you are great champions. I want you all to relax for a few moments. If you're as nervous as me, you're going to need these 2 minutes. And during the break, we'll set the board up for Double Jeopardy. We'll come back and play that expensive round. This music is coming up again to torment Bruce, I think. We're back following this.